Hello people, I'm the Real Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be talking about how I got interested in Green Lantern. So this is a new series. I'm just going to be talking about how I started reading about a certain character, how I got into characters in comics. So for the first episode of this series, I'm going to be talking about Green Lantern. So how I first got into Hal Jordan Green Lantern, which is the first Green Lantern I really got interested in, was Green Lantern Rebirth. Because prior to this, I only knew of John Stewart from the Justice League cartoon show, but then my aunt got me this for Christmas one year. I think it was like 2010, something like that. She got me this because I told her I like comic books. She had no clue what comic books, so she just went to Barnes & Noble and got me this, and it was great. It's written by Jeff Johns, and the art is done by Ethan Van Sciver, which is probably my favorite creative team for Green Lantern. I think Ethan Van Sciver draws the best Hal Jordan, and I'm so happy that he's still drawing Hal Jordan, and this book is just fantastic. Now, going into it, this is my first time with anything Hal Jordan. I had no clue what was going on at a lot of parts in this book, because there's a lot of throwbacks and mentions of things that I have no clue, well, when I first read it, of what was going on. But nonetheless, I still really enjoyed it, and this book was really good. You got a lot of great moments in here, like the moment where Oliver Queen can barely get enough will to muster out a little arrow that he just throws at Sinestro. That moment was great. Probably my favorite part about this moment is how Ethan Van Sciver draws it as so epic and huge from Oliver's perspective. It's like, oh man, he's about to hit him with an arrow. And then when it gets to Sinestro, you see it's this tiny little arrow that has the same effect as Sinestro stubbing his toe. I love the contrast there of the way Ethan Van Sciver drew it. It's just great. Every part with Sinestro in this book is fantastic. I love seeing Hal coming back, and that part where Hal just one-shots Batman. One punch and he knocks him down, which was sort of a throwback reference to what had happened to Guy Gardner from Batman. And just, yeah, this book is significant, especially for Hal Jordan fans that were waiting for him to come back, that were not fans of guys like Kyle Rayner and wanted him to come back, and he finally did, and the true Green Lantern was back. And this started the Jeff Johns run on Green Lantern, which was huge and very influential, and basically everything you know about Green Lantern today is because of Jeff Johns. The whole spectrum and everything with all the different Lantern Corps was all because of Jeff Johns. None of that was really there before him. He also sort of recreated Parallax, and he just did a lot of great things that just define what Green Lantern is today, and that all started with Green Lantern Rebirth with him and Ethan Van Sciver, and it just really kicked off this Jeff Johns era of Green Lantern, which is considered by most the best run on the character. Now, I'd say the moment in this book where I really fell in love with the character of Hal Jordan, I was like, man, this guy's really cool, and I definitely want to read more, was the part right after they fight Sinestro, and Kyle Rayner's just like, man, you know, I'm not one of the normal Green Lanterns that can overcome fear. That's not exactly what I can do. And then Hal Jordan's just like, you've been going from one end of the universe to other, protecting innocence. You just survived a one-on-one encounter with Sinestro. What exactly do you think you've been doing all day? Hiding under your drawing board? And then he just flies off. And they go to the other Lanterns like John Stewart and Guy Gardner and Kilowog, and Hal leads them in an attack against Parallax, and he even tells the Justice League to back off. They're going to handle it, and we get to see Hal be a leader, inspire others, and fight against Parallax and take him down. And then when he one-shots Batman, that part was really cool as well. And that's just that's like one cumulative moment where I was really like, man, this guy is awesome. Why haven't I read anything with him before? And that was really where I was just like, yeah, I definitely want to read more Green Lantern, and I have read a lot more Green Lantern since then, and Hal is definitely my favorite Green Lantern. And if you haven't read Green Lantern Rebirth, it is great. I would suggest picking up Secret Origin first. If you haven't read any Green Lantern at all, definitely pick up Secret Origin first, and then you can jump into the other books like Green Lantern Rebirth. This was my first Green Lantern book. It's not the best to start out on because there are a lot of things that you'll be confused about, but it is comics, so you can jump on anywhere. That's how I learned about a lot of characters, was just reading random back issues and not understanding a thing, but then going back and eventually understanding it. And yeah, it's just a fun way to read comics, and I really enjoyed Green Lantern Rebirth. The writing by Jeff Johns is fantastic. The art by Ethan Van Sciver is top notch. Ethan Van Sciver is at the top of his game in this book. Everything looks amazing, and yeah, that's just how I got into Green Lantern. Please let me know in the comments below what characters you would want me to do next. Again, they're just gonna be short videos talking about the storylines that first got me into these characters. I can't really talk about some characters like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, because I don't even remember how I got in those characters, because I got into them at such a young age. Like, that was Like, I was interested in them from such a young age. I can't even remember how I first started reading about them. I can talk about other characters like Deathstroke or something like that. But yeah, please let me know in the comments below what characters you want me to talk about next, and also how did you get into Green Lantern? If you guys are Green Lantern fans, I want to know how you guys first got into Green Lantern. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I grew up with the prenup. Mama said keep my C up. Now noticing I'm getting caught cracker and getting beat up, but I stayed up long nights, working hard on my craft. Gave a fuck about the bullies or anyone in my past.